Hello guys, welcome to another video of Nerdy Tech Tips channel. Today I'm going to give you 8 essential tips to stay anonymous when you're browsing internet or you're doing anything over internet to protect your privacy and your identity. Now those tips are very easy to follow if you're going to follow it and going to listen, and if you like reading a bit, now you will be able to figure out your way how to actually configure all those things. And I'm going to be creating tutorials about every single tip that I'm going to be giving you, so please subscribe to my channel to stay tuned and learn about how to actually use those tips. So very first tip, I'm going to advise you to set up your personal VPN. If you're connecting to hotspots and you wanna actually protect your privacy, connecting to personal hotspots, they are not protected and they are not very secure. So the public hotspots are very unprotected and dangerous to use. Whenever you're connecting to any public hotspot, you might get a notification this hotspot is your data is not secure on this public Wi-Fi. So that notification is not to be avoided. Actually, you have to connect to a VPN server to protect your privacy, or if you're connecting to a public VPN, ExpressVPN, NordVPN or TunnelBear, those VPN services actually keep your data and logs when you're connected to them and what you're browsing. So it gives you end-to-end encryption, but however, that particular VPN services have your record, what you actually do after connecting to their services. So the best way to avoid giving your personal data and your privacy, set up your personal VPN account in some of the cloud services. Now the great way is to set up a VPN services. The easiest method I have found, I have tried many VPN open source VPN services, and the easiest way I have found is OpenVPN. Now the reason why I'm suggesting you OpenVPN, it's easy to set up in Google Cloud, is pre-built image there. When you create a G Suite account, they will give you $300 credit which can be used over a year, and you're not gonna use that $300 within a year. So basically you're creating it for free, and they will give you step-by-step instructions how to set up your OpenVPN. There will be image, you can select it, and just one click to host. That's it. I will create actually tutorial on that, how to create your personal VPN on a cloud and how to connect and how it works, and it will mask your IP and it will give you an option where you want to host your server. Now you have to choose that very carefully. If you're using your VPN services, the public VPN services, to mask your region so you can have access to other regional things like accessing US Netflix, you want to host your personal VPN in US. So that will give you an option. It will give you a US public IP. You can change it to a static IP, and there you go. You have your personal VPN and you will have access to US VPN, US Netflix, and also it will encrypt your data if you're connected over public Wi-Fi. Now this was my first tip. And the second one is always use Brave browser. As you can see, I always use Brave browser. If you guys haven't noticed, you see this little icon. This is a icon for a Brave browser. It has inbuilt features that will actually block all the trackers, all the cookies that are actually keeping your record what you're browsing over internet, all sort of things. And also you can earn rewards for visiting websites. I've been using this browser for a week only on this new installation. I've been using this browser for a long time, but I've just recently installed Windows, and you can see within a week I have earned some Brave rewards because I browse internet a lot. That way you can earn rewards as well for visiting websites. And the other great inbuilt feature is it has a Tor inbuilt. Now what is a Tor browser? It is actually a very secure browser. It will give you an access to deep web. If you're not aware of what is deep web, you can Google it, and also it will mask your IP. Now once you're in that browser, when you're browsing anything over internet, if your ISP is tracking your data, what you're visiting, after you're connected to Tor network, they cannot track it. So this is a very secure. As you can see, this private window is much more private with Tor. Now, what does Tor do? Tor hides your IP address from the sites you visit by routing your browsing through several Tor servers before it reaches your destination. So when it does that, when it goes through all the Tor servers, you will see it will be a little bit slow. Now, if you're just browsing, you might want to try this Tor browser. If you're watching Netflix or any other services, I wouldn't recommend you to use Tor browser because it will be pretty slow. Now, the next tip I'm going to guide you, if you're not able to use Tor, let's say if you want to watch something online and you want to stream videos, and the Tor browser is usually slow. So what else you can do to mask your public IP? As I've given you the very first step, personal VPN, hosted in cloud. If you connect to your personal VPN service, that'll give you the same good speed and you will be able to stream services. So that is another good way to mask your public IP. So the fourth tip that I'm going to give you is change your MAC address when you're connected to public hotspots. So before you connect to any public hotspot, I will advise you to change your MAC address. Now, the reason why I'm asking you to change your MAC address before you connect to public hotspots, giving out your real MAC address will put your PC in danger and your privacy. Let's say there's a guy sitting in a public cafe and you're connected to their public hotspot. He can actually scan all the MAC addresses or devices that are connected to their Wi-Fi. MAC address is a very essential thing for any hacker to know before he can attack your PC or get any data or track you. Let's say one day he got your MAC address, the next day you're visiting that cafe same time and connected to the public Wi-Fi, he can actually get into your system. And there will be another video coming up on my channel. I'll show you how it's done. So please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. So tip number 5. So what we can do on tip number 5, change your credit card number. Now it's not very easy. You cannot change your credit card number every day. It does cost you a little bit. So what else you can do? Create a virtual credit card. That's pretty much what we can do. And it's great and it's free and it's very cheap, to be honest. So what happens is it will give you a fake, or not a fake, a real virtual credit card number that can be used on certain billing options. And let's say you're using it for Netflix and you're going ahead and want to cancel your Netflix subscription. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky with some companies to cancel your subscription. You end up calling them, you end up browsing a lot in the features because sometimes those tabs are pretty hard to find. That cancel option is pretty hard to find. And it's really easy over here. You can just change your virtual credit card number here. As you can see, make companies play by your rules. When merchants have access to your real credit card number, you're stuck jumping through customer service hoops when you want to pause or cancel your services. But not anymore. With privacy, you can turn off subscription service with just one satisfying click. So this is actually true, and I personally use privacy.com and it has been great for me. And I never needed to touch my real credit card. The problem with me is I end up losing my credit card now and then. So this is how I found this privacy.com to actually create a virtual credit card number whenever I want. So I don't need to worry about losing my credit card, and I do not need to worry about if I have too many subscriptions and I sometimes cannot figure out how to cancel this. I just go ahead, log in this website and cancel my virtual credit card number, and that service is automatically stopped. So this is really nice and easy. Now tip number 6. Well, most of you guys might have that already, but if you don't, create one fake Google account. The reason why I'm saying that, it will protect you from spam emails on your actual email. If you have one email address and you're using for everything to sign up in new services, because most of the services these days have an option, sign up with Google account, sign up, and most of us intend to just click on that, and that will give out your personal information. You're giving access to all of your data that you have given to Google on your Google account. Now, the reason why I'm asking you, create a fake Google account and put a fake information on it and use that account to sign up on any services over internet. That way you're protecting your privacy and you're masking your real identity with that fake identity. Now, tip number 7. So in tip number 7, I'm going to be asking you to switch your email account. Now, have a fake account in Google, but also your main account, please switch it to ProtonMail. It's the most secure email account that you can have. Now, ProtonMail is known to be very secure, but also keep in mind, but nothing is more secure than having your personal private email server. If you're tech savvy, if you know how to do it, you can set up your personal email server. Otherwise, stay tuned. I will be creating another tutorial how to set up your personal email server account. Now, the reason why I'm asking you to switch to ProtonMail, it has tons of features that actually ensure your privacy is protected. So all the emails are anonymous emails. No personal information is required to create a secure email account. By default, they do not keep any IP logs which can be linked to your anonymous email account. So your privacy comes first. That's the reason having a ProtonMail account. And it's very easy to use, and also it provides you end-to-end encryption. So why not? And the last tip number 8. The tip number 8 is change your operating system. Now, that is something not possible for everybody, but give it a try. Try to switch it to Linux operating system. Linux operating systems are the most secure operating system. I'm not saying they cannot be hacked, but they cannot be hacked easily. That's what I could say. They are very secure operating systems. Now, having a Linux operating system, it's open source, because these days Windows also has a tracking ID. They track what you do on your Windows machine if you haven't turned off that feature, because when you're installing Windows, it has on the screen turned on tracking ID. It actually, what it does is it creates your profile in the background, and most of the users who are installing Windows, they do not turn that off, and it is running in the background, creating your profile, what you do every day, and it's a breach to your privacy. So you do not want to use Windows machines these days. If you are not very familiar with Linux and haven't tried at all, I will advise you to at least try it on virtual machine. Once you try it on virtual machine, and if you like it, and if you find all the features that you need to use, and you can uninstall Windows and install a Linux operating system. Now, mainly we have only 2 types of users in these days. One is for office use, just regular use, browsing internet. If you're using your Windows operating system just for that purposes, Ubuntu is a great operating system to use. It has tons of features, all the support is available, you get regular security updates. So I would recommend you to switch Ubuntu. But if you're not regular user, if you are getting out more out of your machine, like you're a developer, or you do a lot of rendering, video editing, or you also like to play games a lot, well, there's another great distribution called Pop. Now, Pop OS is a great distribution that allow you to do all those things that you want to do on your Windows machine. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you wanna watch all the tutorials that I'll be creating about these 8 tips, stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and please let us know, comment down below what else we can improve. If you got any tip for us, write down in comment section below.